Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Divinity walkthrough. Alright, so we are, excuse me, geez, just about to kind of explore actually just a little tiny area here that I kind of overlooked way earlier when I kind of first came to this area and did the, I don't know, like the escort quest, I guess I would call it. With Bjorn, I believe, and Mara. I didn't choose to save. Is it Ralphie or Elfie? I forget which one is which. But yeah, anyways, I was escorting Mara and Bjorn back to Sicil, and I overlooked the Pavilion of Death here. There is, I believe the only thing that you get out of this is a rewards chest, and unfortunately it just didn't end up being useful to me.
Yet you deign to step inside? An insult, yes, but unhappy guests are so unpleasant. Stop for death. And how will you die then? Do you wish for a long courtship with the Reaper, or for a quick and wild affair? Death creeps, tests, nuzzles, withdraws, pursues, torments, and takes you.
Okay, so for this one you have to choose that you desire death, and then you can go, what is it, slowly or quickly? And I would actually recommend going with the quick option, because if you choose to die slowly, these oil traps will appear, and they just slow you down. So, and then you just have to avoid the fireballs. I mean, it's not actually that difficult. I feel like it's actually a bit more of a pain in the butt when you have these oil slicks to deal with. Maybe that's obvious.
I'm overheating here.
But the second part here is that up by the there's a lava trap that turns on and off. And the problem here is if you decide to die slowly, well, you'll be oiled. And then if you don't, so this is it. Keep in mind, if you, oh, there, I just walked into it. So this is if you don't have, like, I think it's called winged feet, or, you know, some sort of, I don't know if there's any other way to levitate. And again, to be honest, I've never actually used the winged feet ability ever. So that's probably one thing that I actually recommend getting if you don't have it already, or if you've, I suppose though, I think you have to have a scoundrel. I think that's a scoundrel ability, and then I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a novice or if it's like an adept skill. I feel like it must be at least an adept. Otherwise, I feel like I'd already have it, right? But because I do have one character that's actually two characters, come to think of it, that have scoundrel abilities, but I must not have it. Well, I know I don't have it yet, but again, I don't think it's. I think it's because it's. It must be an adept skill that I don't have. Anyways, so you can use winged feet to just float over the lava trap, because unfortunately there's a switch back there, and that's the switch that you need to get to in order to deactivate the trap, and it's on a rock over there. So I'm actually gonna probably do a little bit of a cut here because I think I've got some excess footage that I don't really need. All right, so I chopped out some of the footage here that I didn't need, and as you can see here, characters are getting kind of messed up. All right, so after a certain amount of time passes, the trap just completely resets, and you'll have to come back up to the pavilion and reactivate it. But oh, I tried to go for it, and I almost made it. A haste, or what's the haste? Maybe it's just haste. But yeah, any sort of movement speed increasing spell could potentially help you. You have to time it out really well though, because it's a really short duration ability. I'm just trying to not die. Medora's got a a sash still that's got the resurrect ability on it, and that is really nice. All right, there we go. Boom, got up to the button and pushed it there on the rock, and then that left the chest. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, you know, this is potentially decent, or it could be if, you know, I don't know. I guess if you're on level, but now I'm so much farther on, and when it comes to gear, that this chest is not going to be useful, unfortunately. But we'll see what we got in here anyway. And because a couple of people died here, I ended up losing some durability. All right, so a wand and actually some heavy armor. That's a shame too that I didn't stop here earlier, because those are two items that I would have liked to have, you know, much earlier on in the game, but them's the breaks. That's what I decided to do. So, all right. Anyways, let's make our way back. I think we're gonna go start the Immaculate Trial. So, the previous video there, I kind of started it with Loik, and you know, there was quite a few videos back where I actually had gone to Silver Glen early and spoke with Loik, or at least started his dialogue, but I didn't finish it and didn't actually like activate the trial, because that's when he runs or takes off, I guess, where he actually kind of just disappears, and then he kind of teleports inside the, I think they call it like the Chamber of Blood or something like that, in the Immaculate Trial area. And so what I did there was, while he was still in the little church or chapel or whatever that is, I stole from him, and I think I stole his amulet, and that kind of got me. It was actually really awesome to steal it that early. I've never done that before, other than, you know, this playthrough. So it was kind of neat to be able to steal that from him and kind of get to some places where you wouldn't normally be able to get until much later on in the game. But yeah, so I stole that from him, and then stole his 2 keys. I think it's 2 keys anyways. 1 for sure, maybe 2. But he's got the key to the hatch inside the chapel. And then inside there is 2 bloodstones in the bottom of the chapel. And so that'll unlock a couple of rooms in the homestead really early for you, if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, we'll be kind of getting to that point anyway, as we do the Immaculate Trial here. I think the other kind of good thing, or interesting thing, maybe I should say, with the Immaculate Trial is, at a certain point in there, you'll get the rot debuff. Rot takes away your HP, like, I think it's like 1 every few seconds or something like that. I don't know what the rate actually is. But inside is a Starstone, and I don't remember if the Starstone will actually completely heal you or not, or if you have to have a Bloodstone to do it. But a Bloodstone will get rid of the rot if you've got it.
What is coming to you?
Okay, so the trial statue kind of has some creepy dialogue. Anyways, all right. So we're kind of at a crossroads here. To the right is actually completely. It's just a dead end. And then actually to the left is a locked door that we can't get through yet. But we'll be able to. You can only unlock that from the other side. And there's a switch on the other side there that we'll be able to flip so that we can get back through here. But yeah, and this is the dead end here. I don't remember now if there's actually a key to this door up here. There probably is, and I'm betting that I accidentally sent it back to, or maybe it's just around here somewhere and I just didn't find it. Maybe it's in one of these vases.
Help! I'm lost. I was trying to get to the hidden Immaculate
Austin is trying to get to the hidden
Village.
Immaculate Village. Is it this way? It is this way. The rat actually gives you a little hint there. as to the location of the village. Now, again, so this is the door. Oh, I already unlocked this. I think that door... So that door is either... Okay, so it's either locked until you speak to Loik, or I locked it, or unlocked it, sorry, I picked the lock, and I'm just realizing it now. I think there is a... I don't know if there's a key around here somewhere, too. But there's the trap that gives you the rot. So once you walk through the door, you'll get the rot. Now, if you notice there, it kind of went on everybody, and then it just disappeared. And that's because I've already learned how to use Tenebrium.
Everness afore their eyes.
I keep talking over these trial statues. They don't have anything useful to say. But anyway, so like I said, I already learned how to use Tenebrium when I visited Sacred Stone. So, like I was saying earlier there, when I had stolen Loik's amulet, that actually let me get into the Immaculate Village. I had to use kind of an interesting way to get there, but I did. And so I took the book on Tenebrium use out of... I think it's Attenbrea's workshop, and so now here in the trial grounds, we're immune to rot. So you know, kind of interesting way of going about it. Now normally you probably wouldn't.
Rot's pretty awful, but I've seen Brandon wield Tenebrium without contracting so much as a sore toe.
Alright, so that rat even has like a little hint about Brandon, and I don't know why. Maybe I missed it in a dialogue with him, but I don't know why Brandon isn't affected by Tenebrium. I don't remember. So hopefully I'll have to pay a little bit more attention to that when we deal with him. But yeah. Anyway, so like I said, normally you would contract rot by stepping through that door, but because of the shenanigans that I pulled, I am immune to it because we already know how to use Tenebrium. And so that was one pretty big benefit of kind of skipping around and doing things a little oddly. But again, normally you would have to, or you would get the rot there, and then. Now, again, I'm not sure if Starstone itself will take care of rot, or if it'll heal you and remove it. I'm not sure, or if you absolutely have to have a Bloodstone. So, you know, if you've already got a Bloodstone, well, you're set, and then I think you can just use it from your inventory once you contract rot. So, if you got the one from Brax Rex's, you know, treasure chest, there's the Bloodstone from Pontius. There's a ton of them already. So. Again, if you have already got that, then you're good to go. But anyways, otherwise I think maybe later on in the dungeon you might be able to heal it, but we'll get to that a little bit more later. Alright, so this is the switch puzzle, I guess I'm going to call it. There's 4 switches in this room, and the switches all, or I should say the pressure plates, is what they really are. And they all require a different amount of weight. So that one back there is a 5, I think that's a 5-pound limit, or requirement, I should say. And I don't know what this one is, but if you notice there, it says 200% plus. And the one back there said 100% once we threw the broken, or it was a vase. I think pretty much all of the vases here are all 5 pounds. So that was a slam dunk, but alright, so I don't remember. This one must be, is this the 2-pound one? We'll see here. So I'm just looking through items in my inventory to see what the weights are and what I need. Wands in a lot of these books are really nice because they're exactly 0.5, and we're going to need, you know, a half a pound. And we'll need... It just makes for really easy placement. Anything that's, you know, either 1 pound or a half a pound is really nice to use. Yeah, this one must be the 2-pounder. Nope. Takes a little more. Okay. Hopefully I got this right. I might have to... There we go. Now we're at 100. Yeah. Okay. So that first book was actually a pound, and then the other 2 books were half a pound. So that was the 2-pound switch. And then let's see what this one is. I know there's a 5, there's a 7.5, and then like a 2-pound. Oh, I didn't catch what that was. Was that 0.5? So this must be the 1-pounder. Yeah. So it must be 1 pound, 2 pounds, 5, and then 7.5 is this last one. And then, so this stuff that you use here, you have to leave it until you have completed the puzzle, and it removes these barriers. But you can get it back, so don't worry about, like, you're not gonna lose this stuff forever. I thought I read that somewhere, like somebody had a kind of an explanation of this area, and they were saying that, well, you got to be careful what you throw on the switches because you lose it forever. Well, that's not the case. As you can see, or as I'll show you, we'll end up getting it back here in a little bit. But all right, so I threw the vase on first because that's the 5, and then I'm just gonna use 5 items, I believe it is, that end up being a half a pound each. So I'm gonna throw a bunch of my wands up here on top of the vase. So that's all you have to do. You know, just throw the stuff onto the switch, you know, or throw it on top of other stuff to weight it down.
There we are.
And boom. All right, so there you go. So here's where the barriers are normally at, right in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over to this side, and then I'm going to throw a teleporter pyramid down. If I can find it. There it is. There it is. There we go. Okay. Drop. Alright. And we'll go walk back and grab all of our stuff. Some of the stuff I used, you know, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But
Lucky find!
and then you can see the blue barriers back up now that we've removed some of the weight. What do we have back up here? A couple of books. Alright, let's find out who's got the other pyramid. There it is. Send this to the homestead. Alright. Brachus Rex's personal key. Don't need that anymore, so I throw that in. Okay, there we go. Pick our blue pyramid back up and be on our way.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Welcome, initiates, to the Hall of Vigilance. Observe, bear witness, or brave the biting shades of failure.
Alright, observe, bear witness, or what was it? Something about the shades of failure. So in here is this one was
They say blood cures rots, but they also say that rats are lost ones, whatever that means.
okay. Anyways, all right. So this puzzle was pretty easy. There's that. Well, kind of easy if you know what to look for. There is there's a couple of switches here, 4 total, I guess. That lever. Yeah, alright, so there's these 3. Alright, so the 3 on the bottom, or towards the bottom of the screen there, those are the ones that you actually need to adjust. And then you'll flip this switch over here. I'm just going to hit it to start this fight. Yeah, this guy drops, he just drops some stuff that I wanted to make sure I showed you. Obviously, it's going to be random. Just like everything else in this game, almost all the drops are completely random, so what I get isn't necessarily going to be what you get, but I did want to see or show you guys that by fighting him, I mean, not only, I think we get actual experience from the main guy. I don't know if we get experience from these Void Wanderers. We're going to find out, but... Clunk, clunk. Nope, okay. Nothing from the little summon guy, but I think the big guy will actually get something from. And then this was interesting. This guy's immune to tenebrium. I didn't know that. It actually heals him. So I was wondering if there were any enemies in the game that were immune to tenebrium, and that's definitely the case. So that was kind of an interesting thing to learn. Oh, actually, that didn't look like I got any experience from him. That's interesting, huh? Well, like I said, though, he did drop a couple of things, so nothing useful, unfortunately, right now. But all right, so back here on the wall is the solution to the puzzle. So you've got the two switches that are like pointed to the right, and then the other switch looks like it's straight up and down. So it's a little odd though when you actually look at these switches and the positions, because the straight up and down, that's supposed to be straight up and down, and that doesn't look like it's straight up and down to me. So alright, and then these two go all the way to the right. So these three switches have three different positions, if you notice. It's all the way to the right, and that, again, that's supposed to be straight up and down, although it doesn't really look like it is. And then the switch to the left. But there you go.
I think I heard
Just flip the lever, and we will be on our way. I don't think there was anything else here. No. Oh, yeah, there's a chest up here, I think. There it is. Okay, nothing I'm interested in. Excuse me. All right. So that was the door right there that was locked. And obviously you have to complete the puzzle in order to get through that door. Otherwise it will be still locked. All right, there's a tormented soul for any. Well, again, my or what I get in chests and what I get for drops isn't going to be the same for everybody, but those tormented souls are good for physical or melee. I don't know if it's just melee weapons or if they can be used on crossbows too. I've never actually tried that. But all right, so here's a star stone. I'm just gonna pick up the inert stone left behind. There you go. So here, this area is so crazy. I've got all kinds of like little mats and a bunch of the Immaculate books. So it reminds me of like, and granted I've never been there, but it reminds me of like what Bible study or what I think of when I hear Bible study, like, or Bible camp, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Definitely a cooler setting than I would suspect a lot of those kind of deals would be. But hey, what do I know? I don't know anything. But all right, so we're pretty much there. There's not much left, and Loik is up here. So we got a little autosave there. So you'll have to prepare yourself. But here there's a chicken running around somewhere. Excuse me. I don't remember what happens if you ever actually sacrifice the chicken, but I decided not to. And I think Loik actually tells you to here.
Proud and healthy human, you are not sick, you are not poisoned. I beg of you, don't kill this humble chicken. Let me live and I'll lay you a fresh egg each and every morning. No sunny side up taste as good as mine do.
We're not sick or gravely injured. Doing so would be...
Holy hands, how I give you thanks, darling friend of Fowl. Countless chicks would have been orphaned, but for you, bless you, oh, bless you.
Alright, so it looks like that one was a compassionate versus heartless option. And I don't know how that dialogue changes if you have rot right now. Again, I have no idea.
Well done indeed. You have made it far. You have felt the goddess's bane, and now you shall feel her boon. Kill ye this fowl and pour its ruby essence onto the altar, so that her blessing will cure thee of thine ails. But this cannot be. What is this heathen witchery? The rot is gone from your flesh, yet you have yet to partake in the blessings of the blood. Proceed, just proceed with the sacrifice. Kill the chicken, collect its blood, and yield it to the Star Stone. In the meantime, I'll be back.
So, again, I wish I would have actually reloaded my autosave and found out what that... What am I doing? I'm just getting into Loic's way on purpose. But yeah, so anyways, like I said, I don't know what the deal is there with Loic and how this all plays out if you... Number one, if you have rot versus not having rot, and then... Yeah, I don't know. And then he tells you to... So he tells you to kill the chicken, and then use the blood on the Starstone. But when our characters get close to Starstone, it just turns it into an inert stone, and we just absorb its power. So again, I don't know how this all plays out if you've kind of done it the intended way. I don't know. But it is interesting, though, that Loic does comment that you don't have the rot. So, again, I don't know. He says, you know, he kind of freaks out, and he's kind of weirded out by that. I mean, but anyway, it's interesting that he is programmed with that dialogue. So, you know, I don't know. I guess that's it was kind of interesting. I thought that this fight was bigger. But it was only Loic and his jester. So I don't know. That was weird. And then unfortunately here I've got I forgot the key. The key is actually I had sent it to the homestead. So I'm gonna take a cut here and actually end the video. It's a good time. I like the lock level is 666 though. That's cute. But yeah, so we'll pick the walkthrough back up here, and I'm gonna cut out the stuff from the homestead because there isn't anything interesting about going back to the homestead and grabbing a key that I accidentally sent there. So, as always, hope the guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.
Will I ever see my beloved coop again?